My next guest is coming off a big win over Rory MacDonald to advance to the PFL championships. It's Dilano Taylor. How's it going, Dilano?
Going pretty good. It's going pretty good. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Happy Friday as well. Just a few days after the fight, just kind of give me your reflections on your performance and just kind of how the fight played out against Rory.
I watched it a few times. I would say reflections is I feel like there's still a couple things that I could develop as an individual and as a fighter. But I was definitely satisfied with the performance. I feel like I made a statement in PFL finally after being, the alternate for 3 fights. Had to really fight my way to the top, like literally fight my way to the top, like not having the easiest position or circumstances to get to the PFL finals. So my reflections are the job's not done, but for right now we're gonna take a little recovery time and get back to it in a couple weeks.
I was about to say, man, because you've had a heck of a journey to this point, man. You had to go through the Challenger Series. You were an alternate for this fight. Just kind of tell me what you've learned about yourself over the last year of competition and just kind of how the whole process has been for you.
I've learned that probably the most important thing for fighting at this highest level, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people recognize this. I recognize this from earlier on, is that the mind is everything. You can really put limiters on yourself and you can really start to think your way out of situations, in situations where probably. So I really put in my mind that on any given day, any given time, I don't care who it is, I'll go out there and I've been saying this for a while now, like on short notice, I'm a really hard problem. I'm a hard problem for anybody. So I feel like that was what I picked up from is short notice, long notice, no notice. I'm a problem for anyone, even the people I lose to.
Yeah, because I've talked to a lot of fighters and they always say that, I mean, the fight game is so mentally focused, right? Like, I feel like the casual MMA fans in general kind of look at it as just a physical deal, but how important is it for you to be mentally sharp getting ready for these fights?
Being mentally sharp, getting ready for fights is probably 90% of the battle. Like 10% is training and everything, I would say. Because once you've been training for your body understands certain things to do. You're like physically, you can only get better incrementally. But the mental aspect of certain things is like the single most important aspect of fighting at the highest competition, like at the highest level. And I feel like for competition, the mental is like the most important at the highest level.
Absolutely. And what do you do in terms of mental preparation? Are you a meditation guy? Do you like getting in the sauna or what do you like to do to kind of work on that mental aspect of the game?
What I do is, yeah, I meditate, but I watch a lot of One Piece. One Piece anime. I watch a lot of One Piece. I meditate. Sometimes I dabble in other animes, but I noticed that watching certain animes and certain shows kind of help level my mind. Like it kind of like inspires me a bit, motivates me. Because motivation doesn't last for long, but sometimes when I watch specifically One Piece, I feel like it kind of like levels my brain out. It just kind of mellows everything out for me.
Absolutely, man. And I want to get your immediate reaction as well to when you found out that Rory MacDonald was going to retire. What was your reaction and what do you feel like is his legacy on the sport?
My immediate reaction was like, oh shit, damn, that is insane. Because I even said it to Rory in the cage. I said something in person. Like, I told him, he told me too. I told him it was an honor to fight him. And I was very grateful to have that opportunity to fight him. And I told him that I remember coming up, like watching him fight, and I was very inspired watching him fight. Like he started his fight against Robbie Lawler was in 2015. 2015, I graduated high school, and that's when I first started training MMA and everything. So that was like one of the first fights that I heard of, and then I went back and saw highlights of it, and I was just like, yo, this is crazy. Like I was definitely like a fan from then, and to hear him retire is it was crazy. But I feel like we're here for a good time, not a long time in the sport. And Rory has done so much for the sport. Like he's literally like the first generation of people who actually understood the concept of mixing it up. Like he didn't come into MMA a striker or a wrestler. Like GSP came into MMA a striker and became a wrestler. Rory came in just well rounded. Like he just knew MMA. That's all he knew. And that right there was like amazing. Like he was definitely like somebody I looked up to watching, coming up. So it was like a bittersweet thing, but at the same time, I understand. He has a family to take care of, and he's done so much for the sport already, and he's done so much in his career that I'm kind of happy he did a little bit.
Absolutely, man. I want to switch gears a little bit and look ahead to what's next. Sadibou Sy, what'd you make of his performance against Carlos Leal, and what are your early thoughts in the matchup?
His performance was okay. He won the fight, so that's the most important part. I'm not I'm not a fan of like bashing people, even the people I'm fighting, honestly, for how they win a fight. Because at the end of the day, winning the fight is like the most important part, right? Like you want to win the fight. Everybody remembers the victor. Victor goes and spoils. Yeah. So I think his fight was all right. Sy's pretty cool. It's gonna be an interesting matchup. I feel early on in the fight, I feel like early on in the fight, it's gonna be a battle of who can establish their range as well as their jab first. I feel like that's how it's gonna go early on in the fight. Because I know how Sy likes to strike. He likes to strike like a long man because he's a long man, as well as myself. I'm a long individual, so I think it'll be pretty good. I think to date, I'm the tallest person Sy has seen in the cage, and I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think. Yeah, no. To this date, I think Sy's the tallest person I've seen in the cage. I've seen somebody who's closer to my height earlier on in my career, but I think I'm the tallest person that Sy has seen in the cage that he has to face, So I think it'll be an interesting matchup for him. I noticed like with shorter guys, they have a hard time either taking him down or, controlling him. But I'm a long guy. I feel like I know the levers. I understand the game because I'm a long person. Like it's like how I would think about it, like how I would beat myself. If that makes sense. Except I will say I feel like I have more tools to utilize. I feel like I'm more well-rounded in that aspect of MMA at least.
Yeah, I totally got you, man. And I know you're good buddies with Jason Jackson. How much motivation have you gotten from his rise in Bellator? And what's kind of the friendship like between you two?
Jason Jackson's like my older brother. He's like someone that I just immediately clicked with when I got over there at Hard Knocks, which is now Sanford, which is now Killcliff FC. He's definitely like older brother. We hang out a lot, we chill, and we talk about stuff other than fighting. Like he's definitely somebody I can go to for advice and everything. So, I feel like that relationship is pretty solid. I go to him for advice. He comes to me for advice, and every time we have a fight, I try to give him the best look that I can give him for whoever he has to fight. Like I was like his body for Douglas. I was even his body for Paul Daly. And I'm tall, but like I still give him a kind of like an interesting look for that at least. I was also the body for Neiman, So I feel like watching him rise is like a win for me morally as well, and I'm sure it's vice versa. It's the same thing for him because he's like my brother. That makes sense.
How important do you feel like it is for fighters to have that kind of big brother figure to not only talk about fighting, but just life in general and just to keep you honest and centered? Because I feel like a lot of people feel that fighters just talk about fighting and that's all they're focused on. But how important is it for you to have that person to talk about life and development and all that stuff?
I feel like it's super important. I feel like I feel like not even just in the fight game, right? Let me just break it down into an aspect of life, right? I feel like in life, if you never had somebody to teach you how to ride a bike, would you know how to ride a bike? Like you'd figure it out on your own eventually, but it would take you a little longer.
Right.
Always nicer to have somebody who has the knowledge or who is more knowledgeable in something, who can show you something better than you could show yourself. I feel like that's the way society and that's the way humans progress. Like if history books didn't exist, how would we know of war? How would we know of race or anything like that? So I feel like having an older brother or a buddy, like someone that you could just look up to and be inspired every time you see them walk, talk, fight, whatever. I feel like that's like a really big part of developing, in the game. Because at the end of the day, when all said and done, you live and then you die. But in between, what did you do? What did you accomplish? What did you pass down to others? And I feel like that's like the most important aspect of just living, being able to share that knowledge with others. And I feel like when you have a big brother or a big brother figure to help you do that, it kind of speeds the process along for you, so that way you can develop a lot at a faster rate.
Last question for me. What's your message to the fans back home that have supported you through this journey, and how pumped are you for November?
Message for the fans: two things. One, stay true to your ideals and your dreams. Follow through with everything that you say you're going to do. Truly believe that what you say you're going to do is going to happen. Don't quit on yourself, and deliver whatever message you need to deliver to the people. That's what I'm doing. I'm delivering my message to the people. And I feel like everybody should figure out what their message is that they want to deliver to people and deliver that to people. Me, I'm pretty excited about this next fight because this is my very first fight in PFL where I actually have notice on who I'm fighting. Like I don't have to go out there and be shocked or, oh, I'm fighting him, or, oh, I'm fighting him.
Right.
I actually get some time to prepare, so I can actually prepare. And I feel like the people haven't seen me prepare for anybody yet, but they will. They're going to see what it's like to have me prepare for somebody. So this is like my first opportunity to really get to do that. And I'm very grateful for that. Excited for that, actually.
Absolutely, man. And before we wrap things up here, I'll give you the floor to shout out any sponsors you may have. Shout out your team if you want to. Social media. I'll give you the final word.
Shout out to Sanford MMA, or Killcliff FC, American Top Team downtown Fort Lauderdale. Coaches, Junior Fernandez over there. ATT Sunrise, Roger Crawl, and Symmetry Fitness. He's my strength and conditioning coach. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome, man. Well, we're looking forward to the fight. Have a good time with these next couple weeks recovering and all that. And thank you so much for the time. It was great to meet you, and I'm sure we'll chat again soon, man. Thank you so much.
All right, Curtis. Appreciate you. Thank you.